this is interesting. So as you are growing up in life, and you are surrounded, and you start getting your network of friends and family and all sorts of stuff, right? And what's interesting is like your friends, your family, you like them a lot, right? Because they connect to you, they understand you, and the craziest thing happens, like when people are miserable or they mess up or they have problems or whatever, people relate to them, right? It's the weirdest thing. So like if you're sick, everyone relates to you, and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry you're sick. Oh, and if you're like, oh, I'm overweight, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry you're overweight. They're like, oh, I'm broke. Oh, my boss sucks. Oh, my job. Oh, school I hate. Like, when you're miserable, everyone will instantly jump in and empathize, have empathy with you, right? And it's really, really nice. And we get connection from that, and we build friendships, and things like that are interesting. And it seems like the worse you are, the worse things are happening to you, the more people give you love connection, which is why a lot of people live in this zone where they just stay miserable, because the more miserable they are, the more love and connection they get, and more significance they get, and a whole bunch of other weird things, even though it seems backwards, right? So something weird's gonna happen to all of you guys. Because if you're listening to this podcast, it means you're gonna be successful. You're gonna be trying things differently, you're gonna be thinking differently, and it's gonna be weird, and you have these friends around you, and you're gonna be excited, you're gonna be telling these stories, and at first they're gonna be like watching you fail, and like they're gonna be there for your failures, and they're gonna like rally with you, and they're gonna like be there, and then something's gonna happen. You're gonna figure this game out, and you're having success. And the weirdest thing happens, you think that all of your friends are gonna come back to you and be like, oh man, you're having success. And you assume they're gonna be happy for you because they've been miserable for you, with you. You assume, and all of us are the same way, we assume that because these people were miserable with us, that they're gonna be happy with us. And the weirdest thing happens, when you have success, all these people who you thought were your really close friends, who you thought were gonna be grateful and excited and happy for your success, you get it, and then guess what happens? They're not happy for your success. It's the weirdest thing, and it causes these weird emotional, mental things for us as entrepreneurs where it's like, I don't get it, these are my best friends, why aren't they happy that I'm having success? And it'll sabotage you. A lot of times you'll slip back to not being successful because you're like, you know what, screw that, I want my friends to like me, I'm gonna be miserable. And then like you'll mess up and they'll be like, oh, come here, we're all friends again. And it's the weirdest thing. I just want to warn you guys, as you start having success, a lot of people you love and care about around you who you think should be excited for your success, they're not gonna be. And it's gonna be hard, and you're gonna be like, what? Like I thought you guys loved me. I remember sitting at Tony Robbins' event at UPW, and he was talking about this, about like, you know, like when you're fat and overweight, they all love you, but as soon as you start losing weight and you're eating healthy, then they're like, oh, well, he's, and like it instantly just turns on you. So I just want you guys to be prepared for that and be warned for it, and just understand it's not their fault. They just love, I don't know, there's something about when like they can relate to the unhappiness, they can relate to not being successful. And so it's like when you start succeeding and doing these things, it scares them to death, and they're scared that you're gonna progress past them, or scared you're gonna leave them, or whatever those things are. And a lot of times it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because they start not being happy for your success. When you fail, they're secretly like hoping you'll fail, they're like, because they want you back to where they were at so they can connect with you still. And so don't let that be a thing that keeps you back, because you've got a gift, you've got something that you're amazing at, there's something that you can do to change the world. And if you succumb to that, you're going to lose out on that, and people's lives won't be changed because of that. Anyway, I just want to share that because I'm sure some of you guys have either hit that or you're going to hit that, and just be aware of it. And the second side of that is like when people have success, like be excited for them. Be that person who's like, man, you lost weight, congratulations. Oh man, you're making money, that's awesome. Be the person who's excited. I'm genuinely pumped when people are successful. And it makes me laugh because I meet people all the time, like, oh, and they like talk about their successes, and they, oh, like they're not proud of it, or like they're proud of it, but they're afraid to talk about it because they know that people will come back and like, oh, well, yeah, man, you sounds like you got lucky. Oh, good timing for you. Like, good time. Like, I didn't have people told me before. Like, I remember when I won my first state title, I had a friend who had started wrestling state times and he'd quit. He's like, oh, well, if I would have kept wrestling, I'd be a state champ too. I'm like, no, you wouldn't. You quit. Like, by definition, you never would have, like, And I was successful in business, and people were like, oh, yeah, well, you know, oh, man. Like, I remember I was at somewhere, and someone asked me, so I kind of told them, like, yeah, this is what happened. They're like, wow, man, yeah, so lucky. I wish I could find something like that. I'm like, you kidding me? So lucky. You remember the last like 15 years while you were like goofing off, working 9 to 5 and going to bed at night? Yeah, I wasn't. I wasn't lucky. I freaking worked my face off. When you meet somebody and they tell you something about themselves that's excited, they're probably going out on a limb there and probably nervous and scared. Just be pumped for them. Be excited. Tell them like, holy crap, that's amazing. And like pump them up, because if you do that, you'll attract more people like that. And it's going to make everything easier for you and your life better.